Imagine you wake up one morning and you're feeling awful. You've got a pounding headache and you just feel completely grim. You drag yourself to the doctors or your local GP and you're hoping for answers. An average doctor will take a look at you and they'll get to know your symptoms. They will then give you a prescription and they will send you on your way hoping that you feel better soon. And maybe you do for a while, but a few weeks later, the same thing happens again. You feel completely rubbish. You're back again at the doctor's getting yet another prescription. And this is because no one ever actually identified what was causing you to be poorly in the first place. A good doctor, on the other hand, they take a different approach. They don't just treat the symptoms and give you some medicine, they actually identify the root cause. They ask the right questions. Have you been burning the candle at both ends? How has your sleep been? Are you overworking yourself? Is there something in your home environment making you sick? They give you a course of action to fix the immediate issue, your symptoms. But more importantly, they then give you a process to follow to prevent your illness from coming back yet again. They are preventative and not just reactive. Now I want you to think about how most diets work. You gain weight, you feel frustrated, so you look for a solution. The average diet will then give you a generic plan that's got nothing to do with you. It's been designed for the masses, it's cookie cutter, if you will. You might get some meal plans. You might be told to eat at these times throughout the day. Maybe you get some sort of calorie target and then a big list of rules to follow. It's the same plan that they'd give anyone else who would walk through the door. The same plan regardless of how that individual gained weight in the first place. Eat this, cut this out, track these numbers. And sure, if you followed it, you likely would lose weight. Most people don't have a weight loss problem. The real question is, what happens after? Because if you don't identify the real issue, then weight regain is going to be likely. If you don't have an awareness or an understanding of why you are gaining weight in the first place, how can you expect the same habits that cause you to gain weight not to repeat themselves when the diet is over? It would be like if I had a leaky ceiling right now. Sure, I could plaster over it, but if I'm not getting into the pipes and figuring out what the hell is going on, then my ceiling is going to collapse on my head in the next 10 seconds. The right approach to weight loss is not just about eating in a calorie deficit, following some numbers, getting your steps in and moving your body. If you are like the majority of the women that I work with, then you have been yo-yoing for a long time or you just feel completely out of control with your body. And that means that we need to understand what is causing you to overeat in the first place and why you can't stay consistent. So I want you to have a think about this right now. What is causing you to gain weight? Is it the snacking? Maybe you have decent meals but you can't stop grazing when you're sat at your desk. Or potentially you're snacking because your meals are suitable for a toddler and you genuinely just feel hungry. Or maybe it's emotional eating in the evening. You feel in control all day and then suddenly you are elbow deep in a big tub of Maltesers. Or perhaps it's weekend syndrome. You are so damn good from Monday through to Friday, but the second it gets Friday night, you're done with work, shit hits the fan and it's like you're a different person. If you don't understand your eating habits, your exercise habits, then how can you expect to change these properly? All a diet will do is just give you a temporary fix, and that's likely why the weight gain is happening again and again and again. The real work is understanding your habits, your triggers, your behaviors. And then you have to build a system that fits your life, not make your life fit another bloody generic diet. And this is why so many people fail. It's not because they didn't try hard enough, it's because they were given a band-aid solution instead of actual hands-on coaching. So let's now go back to the root causes, and I'm going to try and give you some practical advice that will help you based on your situation. If you're someone who turns to food for comfort every single time your kids go to bed at 7 p.m, ask yourself the following. Am I eating because I'm not meeting a physical need, aka you're sleep deprived, you're hungry, or you're dehydrated? If you're running on autopilot, you're running around looking after everyone, not yourself, and you are under eating, of course at 7 p.m. you are going to be far more likely to hit the snack cupboard because you just need the fuel. Equally, if you're scrolling through your phone at bloody midnight and you're waking up feeling completely knackered, your inhibitions will be lower and the chances that you do turn to food for comfort, again, will be much higher. Or maybe you are just dehydrated and you are mistaking hunger for thirst. And then the other thing that emotional eating is caused by is you not meeting your emotional needs. It could be that you are overworked and the only joy that you have in your day is to sit down with some food. And if that's the case, then that needs addressing. Maybe you feel disconnected from your partner and you need to have a hard conversation. Or maybe you need to look for more ways to bring happiness into your life and not just pleasure. So it could be that going for an evening walk will fix that for you. It could be that you need to unwind and have a nice hot bath bath and read a book. Or it could be that you need some guilt-free time just to chill out, watch a film or your favourite TV show. And if you're someone who struggles with weekend syndrome, could it be that you are just being too good during the week? What goes up must come down. So if you're someone who is completely under eating, you're overly restricting, you're cutting out food groups, and by the time it gets to Friday you just need some joy, then look at adding some joy into your week on the weekdays. Or perhaps you just need a little bit of accountability and some healthy boundaries to ensure that you stay on track over the weekend. And just like we spoke about with the doctor scenario, just like doctors can't be just reactive, they need to be preventative, we need to take the same approach with your next diet. So that means that you have to do the following. Identify your biggest struggles around food and exercise and tackle them while you are dieting. The next thing is to find a structure that you can actually maintain when your deficit is over. So that means asking yourself, if I can't keep up with this method of dieting forever, why am I doing it now? And then finally, you have to learn why you are overeating. Because most people can stop overeating for a few weeks in the lead up to a holiday. But if you're not doing the deep work on preventing this for the long run, then as I've touched on, the weight will come back on. So before you jump into your next diet, ask yourself the following. Am I actually fixing the problem, or am I just applying yet another band-aid to a bloody leg that needs amputating? And if this is something that you struggle with and you're sick of repeating the same cycle, then you know where to find me. Head to fatlossfundamentals.co.uk and let's see what I can do for you.